Hi, I'm Jen from JenThereDoneThat, and we have updated COVID mandates for Puerto Rico. As of October 14th, many of our executive orders are expiring. So we had a dry law, meaning no alcohol could be sold or consumed in restaurants and bars after midnight, and those restrictions have now expired. We also had an elective surgery prohibition. So if you were trying to schedule an elective surgery that would involve an ICU stay, those were prohibited. You were not allowed to schedule your elective surgeries. So those have expired. We don't have any new executive orders right now. We're still under the old executive orders, but they don't have expiration dates. So here's the current state of Puerto Rico. And as of this last week, Pierluisi, our governor, has said that he won't be issuing any new executive orders for a while. We don't know what that means. Since March of 2020, we've had executive orders coming out every week, every 2 to 3 weeks. Things were constantly changing. We even had a few times where an executive order was issued one day and 24 hours later, more restrictions were put in place. So this might be my last video for a little while, might not. Let's get into it. So the current restrictions are proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test is required for employees and guests of paradors, AirBnBs, any short-term rentals, and hotels. So if you're planning to come and visit, you still need to have a proof of vaccination or a recent negative COVID test to check into a hotel or any short-term stay. The restaurants, beauty salons, barbershops, spas, gyms, casinos, all must require proof of vaccination to operate at 100% capacity. They can choose to operate at 50% capacity and not check vaccination status. Some places are doing this, some are not. It's actually up to the restaurant and business to do this for indoor spaces. It's actually not required for outdoor, but some restaurants, if you have to enter through their property to get to the outside location, may still require proof of vaccination or a recent COVID test. Grocery stores and supermarkets are not checking any of that. There's no restrictions from them. There are still outdoor concerts and events going on. They are restricted to 12 and up, and you must present either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to attend those. And the big one, masks are still mandatory for any indoor spaces. Masks are required for airports, any indoor businesses, grocery stores, any place where you're not eating and drinking inside, a mask is required. But beaches are open. There's no restrictions. And last time I checked, beaches are outside, so there's no mask mandate outside. Really, the only outside mask mandates that you need to be aware of are large gatherings. The guideline is 50 people or more in a confined space. That is subjective, of course, what confined space is, but if you are at an outdoor activity and there's a lot of people, big crowds, you may still be asked to put on a mask. Just keep one with you. So the executive order for U.S. arriving passengers ages 2 years and up is you must fill out a travel declaration form and provide proof of vaccination or negative COVID test taken within 72 hours. If you are arriving from an international destination, you have to have a negative COVID test regardless of your vaccination status. They are mandating this at the travel declaration form. You will still receive the daily text message in English or Espanol, depending on which sign up you do for the travel declaration form, asking you if you feel well, just checking on your health in general. If you do not respond to them, they call you. When you arrive at the airport, if you do not have a negative COVID test and you cannot prove your vaccination status, you have 48 hours to get a negative COVID test and upload it to your travel declaration form or face a $300 fine. This has been going on for months and months. They have the process down fairly well. But as I said, for checking into any hotels or Airbnbs or any short-term rentals, paradors, you either have to provide your proof of vaccination or a recent negative COVID test. So when you arrive at the airport, your proof of vaccination or negative COVID test works for both the arrival at the airport and checking into your hotel, parador, guest house, Airbnb, whatever. That will also get you into restaurants for a couple days. Then, if you are staying more than 1 week, you will need to provide another negative COVID test if you have not provided your proof of vaccination. And restaurants that are operating at 100% capacity and checking your vaccination status will require a recent COVID test. Usually within 72 hours is what the restaurant will accept. If you have been here for more than a week and you came with a negative COVID test, trying to go to a restaurant without retesting every 3 days is going to be problematic. So many people have asked me, if I'm not vaccinated, is it still worth coming to Puerto Rico? Probably not. So the government and our executive orders are making it very difficult if you do not have a proof of vaccination or you're unwilling to show your proof of vaccination. If you're vaccinated, no problems. You'll be able to arrive, you'll be able to check into your hotel, you'll be able to go to restaurants without any problems. Regardless of vaccination status, beaches are open. El Yunque Rainforest is open. They are still taking reservations on the weekends and holidays, but they have opened up a block of weekday reservations that actually you don't need a reservation. It's first come, first serve. So during the weekday, non-holiday days, check the El Yunque Rainforest Twitter feed, but they are opening that up so you don't need a reservation to go to the rainforest for certain days, at least during low season. This will probably resume again right before Thanksgiving, so we don't know how long that will last. Tours, museums, all kinds of events and activities are back open, but many of those indoor tours, indoor museums, and certain activities are still requiring either a proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours. So those are the updates. There are no expiration dates on these current restrictions. So the airline process has not changed in months and months, and we don't see any indication that the restaurant mandates or the hotel check-in mandates will change anytime soon. With no expiration date, this is our new normal until either we get new executive orders or they amend the current executive orders with expiration dates and end those. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos from Jen There, Done That. At this point, I should insert a bad joke about rock and roll all night and party every day now that the dry laws have expired. The executive order for airline passengers or arriving passengers on cruise ships, I guess airline and cruise is the only way you're getting here, they still are in place.